Hello. Our local poet, A. E. Housman, the other one, not me, wrote some clever stuff. Though I don't think he really regarded writing poetry as his main occupation, more of a sideline to his classical professoring. A couple of stanzas, the third and the fourth, from this particular poem, which I think is called Smooth Between Sea and Land, are quoted by G.H. Hardy in his book A Mathematician's Apology, where he is writing that a young man's first duty should be ambition, the noblest aim being to leave behind one something of permanent value. And of course, some people do succeed in that enterprise. But the thrust of the whole poem seems to be that such an aim or hope may well be forlorn. However, Housman wrote a lot of his poetry when he was down in the dumps, they say. So who knows? Anyway, he certainly did have a knack with words. He could say a lot using not many of them. Perhaps Housman and Hardy knew each other since they were contemporaries for many years at Trinity College, Cambridge. I don't know. But somebody else who was contemporaneous with them at Trinity was Ludwig Wittgenstein, and Housman and Wittgenstein would have been at least acquainted, as there is a story about them. Housman had rooms in Hewell's Court on Bridge Street, a little way from the main buildings of Trinity, and so did Wittgenstein. However, Housman had a lavatory, and Wittgenstein did not have a lavatory. The older buildings of Cambridge were scandalously short of toilet facilities 100 years ago, and perhaps they still are for all I know. The nearest offices could well be a couple of corridors and a staircase away from where one lived. On one occasion, Wittgenstein, stricken with diarrhea, pleaded for permission to use Housman's lavatory, but Housman, ferociously defensive of his privacy, rejected this plea. How Wittgenstein coped with the ensuing situation, I cannot say, and, as Wittgenstein himself would tell you, whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. But I do have a mental image of one of the world's leading philosophers squatting for a day or two on a bucket. Still, everyone has to go to the loo, I suppose, even the Queen. Anyway, the poem goes like this. Smooth between sea and land is laid the yellow sand, and here through summer days the seed of Adam plays. Here the child comes to found his unremaining mound, and the grown lad to score 2 names upon the shore. Here on the level sand, between the sea and land, what shall I build or write against the fall of night? Tell me of runes to grave that hold the bursting wave, or bastions to design for longer date than mine. Shall it be Troy or Rome I fence against the foam, or my own name to stay when I depart for aye? Nothing too near at hand, planing the figured sand, effacing clean and fast cities not built to last, and charms devised in vain pours the confounding main.